Hey, welcome back again to Volky Econ 101. What I'm about to show you has happened before, and it's starting again with Jason. During the video, I'm going to show you exactly what's going on with your money and what the wealthy already know. Stay with us. This one actually matters. The last time something like this happened, regular people, teachers, factory workers, nurses became millionaires. Not because they were lucky. Not because they were connected, because they understood a pattern that almost nobody saw coming. That was 1971. And right now, in 2026, that exact same pattern is playing out again. But here's the thing most people never figure out. This window doesn't stay open forever. When it closes fast, and it does not send you a calendar invite. The people who moved made life-changing money. The people who waited just watched their savings quietly shrink every year and had no idea why. So if you have ever wondered why some people seem to get richer during the most chaotic moments in history, while everyone else just struggles to keep up, this video is going to explain exactly why that happens with real data and real history. And more importantly, what you can actually do about it right now. I am going to be straight with you. This is not about crypto. This is not about some trending side hustle. This is about a real financial shift that happens once every few decades, and we are right in the middle of one. Make sure you stay until the end, drop a like, and let us get into it.
Wait, Volky, you're saying regular people actually got rich in 1971? Like not just rich people?
Exactly, the ones who acted early, not geniuses, not Wall Street guys, just people who understood what was happening to their money.
Okay, so why don't they teach this in school? Like this feels like the most important thing ever.
Because the system works better when most people don't know, but that is why we are here. Let's go back to 1971 and break it all down. 1971 pattern. To understand 2026, you need to understand 1971, and it starts with gold. For most of modern history, every US dollar was literally backed by gold. You could walk up to the government and swap dollars for gold at any time. That promise is what made the whole world trust the dollar. Countries everywhere were happy holding it because it was basically gold in paper form. But by 1970, something had gone badly wrong. The US had about $11 billion worth of gold in reserve. But foreign governments were sitting on $45 billion in US cash, and they had the legal right to swap it all for gold. The math did not work. The gold simply was not there. Why? Vietnam. The US had poured hundreds of billions into the war, money it borrowed instead of taxing because taxes lose elections. So they printed. And as the dollar supply grew, the gold stockpile stayed the same. France was the first to figure it out. In 1965, France literally sent ships to the US and demanded their gold back. The UK followed, Germany followed, Saudi Arabia followed. The US was getting drained. So on August 15th, 1971, Nixon went on national TV and just ended it. No more gold backing. Dollar is now backed by nothing but trust. And that one decision kicked off one of the largest transfers of wealth in American history. The 3 pillars of dollar power. After 1971, the dollar did not collapse. It actually got stronger because it became the world's reserve currency. But that power rested on exactly 3 things. 3 pillars. And right now, all 3 are cracking at the same time. Pillar 1, trust. For decades, the US paid its debts and even ran budget surpluses in the 1,990 times under Clinton. The world saw a responsible government and believed in the dollar. But since 2017, massive tax cuts, massive spending, zero plan to pay it back, the trust started leaking. Pillar 2, yields above inflation. Countries held US Treasury bonds because they earned more than inflation. Holding dollars actually grew your wealth. But today, inflation is running at 4% and Treasury yields in some brackets are stuck at 3.5%. You are losing money in real terms just by holding dollars. That is called a negative real yield. Pillar 3, and this one is the big one, the petrodollar. says the 1,970 times oil has been priced and traded globally in US dollars. Every country on Earth needs oil to run its economy. And since oil costs dollars, every country has to hold dollars just to keep their lights on. That created a permanent structural global demand for the US dollar for 50 straight years. Think about that. Not because people loved the US, because they literally had to hold dollars to buy energy. Pillar 1 is wobbling. Pillar 2 is cracking. Pillar 3 is now under direct threat from a war. And that is exactly where 2026 gets scary.
Okay, hold on. So right now in 2026, all three of those pillars are breaking at the same time, like all three together.
All three, simultaneously. And the war is the accelerant. It is pouring gasoline on a fire that was already burning.
And regular people holding their savings in cash. They're just sitting there getting cooked and they do not even know it.
That is exactly what is happening. And it is the same thing that happened to people in 1971 who did nothing. History does not repeat exactly, but the math does. Let me show you. The war that changes everything. The US-Iran conflict in 2026 is not just a geopolitical event. It is the event that threatens the last remaining pillar, the petrodollar. Here is why. The Strait of Hormuz, a narrow waterway in the Persian Gulf, is where between 20 and 30% of all global oil shipments pass through every single day. Iran sits right next to it. And if that strait gets shut down, global oil supply gets choked, prices spike, and inflation hits every country on Earth simultaneously. And Iran has both the motivation and the military capability to block it. So the US has three options for how this ends. And here is the brutal truth. Every single option leads to the same outcome for the dollar. Option 1, airstrikes only. Never worked in Vietnam. Never worked in Afghanistan. Regimes do not surrender from bombs alone. And the US burns through hundreds of billions it does not have, while oil prices rocket toward $150 or $200 a barrel. Option 2, declare victory and pull out. Politically easy, economically catastrophic. Iran shuts the strait the second US carriers leave. The petrodollar breaks. Option 3, ground invasion. Iraq, a much smaller, flatter, less prepared country. Cost the US $3 trillion over 20 years. Iran has 4 times the population, is surrounded by mountains, and has been preparing for this specific scenario for over 40 years. Experts estimate a ground war with Iran could cost between $10 and $20 trillion. Money the US would have to print. And history tells us how it ends anyway. The US eventually leaves. The regime survives. The strait closes again, just like Afghanistan. 3 options. Same destination. The dollar loses its last structural advantage. When the dollars come home, here is what actually happens when a reserve currency loses its status. And this is the part most people have never heard before. For decades, the US has been quietly exporting its inflation to the rest of the world. Every country holds dollars. So every country absorbs some of the pain when the US prints more money. It is like having 190 countries share the tab every time the US overspends. America gets to borrow cheaply. The world pays a small piece of the bill. Everyone goes along with it. But when those countries, China, Japan, Saudi Arabia, the EU, stop needing dollars as their primary reserve currency, they're going to start selling the ones they already hold. We are talking about trillions of dollars currently sitting in foreign central banks, flowing back into the United States all at once. The supply of dollars inside the US explodes. The value of each individual dollar drops. Prices surge. This is the exact same mechanism that happened in 1971, except this time the scale is incomparably larger. In 1971, a $10,000 investment in the S&P 500 the day Nixon made his announcement turned into $3.5 million over the following decades. That is a 350x return. Not because the stocks were magic. Because the dollar quietly lost purchasing power year after year, and hard assets absorbed that loss and turned it into gains. The people who owned real assets, equities, real estate, gold, commodities, the parts won, saw their wealth multiply. The people who sat in cash savings accounts lost 30 to 40% of their purchasing power without spending a single dollar. Their money just evaporated, and they had no idea why their paycheck kept buying less. What you actually do about it. So here's where we land. We are standing at the exact same inflection point as 1971. The rules of the game are changing. Two groups of people are going to come out of this on completely different sides. Group 1 owns real assets, things that hold their value or go UP when a currency loses purchasing power, equities in productive companies, commodities, real estate in the right locations, hard assets that cannot be printed. These people, even starting from zero today, have a real shot at multiplying their wealth significantly over the next several years. Group 2 does nothing, keeps savings in cash, keeps money in a standard savings account earning 2% while inflation runs at 8 or 10. For that group, over 5 years, they will quietly lose 30 to 40% of their real purchasing power. Their money disappears without them spending a cent. Now, I am not saying the dollar collapses tomorrow. I am not saying the economy ends next week. The shift in 1971 played out over years. This one will too. But the people who positioned early got the biggest gains. The window does not close with a loud alarm. It just quietly shuts while most people are scrolling their feeds. You do not need to be rich to act. The person who turned Tank into $3.5 million after 1971 was not a billionaire. They were probably sitting where you are right now. The wealthy already know this. They have been buying real assets for years. They are not sitting in cash. They are in the game. The good news is, so can you. And now you know why.
Okay, I will be honest. I thought this was going to be one of those doom videos, but this actually feels like an opportunity.
That is exactly the right framing. Chaos is not the enemy. Ignorance is. The people who understood 1971 did not panic. They positioned.
So the move is get educated, understand the pattern, buy real assets before the window closes, not wait for it to be obvious on the news.
You just summarized the entire lesson in one sentence. Share this with someone who needs to hear it. And hit the next video, we are going into exactly which assets and strategies. Finally, quick reminder before you go, I am not a financial advisor, and this video is purely for education. Your decisions are your own. But if this made you think differently about what is happening to your money right now, subscribe to Volky Econ 101 so you never miss a breakdown like this one, and share your thoughts about the video on the comments. Share it with one person in your life who still has all their savings sitting in cash, and click the next video right now. We are going deep on exactly which compounding strategies work best when currencies are weakening. Thanks for your time. Let's be together on the next episodes.